Good morning, friends. All right, we are doing NF7, pages 23 and 24. We are finishing this packet today. Remember those pages that were prior that we didn't do. I think they were pages 17. Let me look. 16, 17, 18, and 19. Those were extra credit. So make sure that you go and give those a try. But today you're going to finish this packet, NF7, last two pages, 23 and 24. So let's go ahead and look at the first problem. So it says, which comparison below is true? Remember, we always have to compare apples to apples. So if one of them has numbers in the hundredths place, 2 decimal points, we have to make the others have 2 decimal points. So on this first one, we can see that we need to add a 0 there because we have 30 hundredths here and we have 30 hundredths here. Oh, well, this 30 hundredths isn't bigger than this. That should be an equal, so that's not correct. Okay, let's look at this one, number 2. Okay, again, I'm going to put a 0 here at the end because I have 2 digits here. This is 2 out of 100, and this is 20 out of 100. And it's saying that those two are equal. Are 2 and 20 equal? No, so that one's not correct either. Okay, so let's do this one. I'm going to add the 0 to make that 40 out of 100 and 14 out of 100. And this is showing that 40 out of 100 is greater than 14 out of 100. Oh, that seems correct, doesn't it? Let's double check here. 59 hundredths is larger than 95 hundredths? Nope. Okay, C, correct answer. All right, let's go to number 2. Hallie sprinted 73 hundredths of a mile. If Shay sprinted farther than Hallie, which decimal below could represent the distance Shay sprinted? So we have to find a decimal that's larger than Hallie's. Hallie's is 73 out of 100, so we need to make these all out of 100. So this is 26 out of 100. That's not bigger than 73. This is 60 out of 100, but that's not bigger than 73 out of 100. This is 80 out of 100. Oh, 80 is bigger than 73 out of 100. Let's look at this one. 9 out of 100. So the answer is C. All right, number 22. In a recent school survey of favorite books, 31 hundredths of the students voted for mysteries, 4/10 voted for realistic fiction, and 29 hundredths voted for nonfiction as their favorite genre of book. Which statement below is true? Well, I need to make sure that I'm comparing apples to apples. I have an apple here, 31 hundredths, but I don't have an apple here. This does not go to the hundredths place, so I'm going to add the 0 there, so I'm comparing apples to apples. So now I have 40 hundredths, and now I have 29 hundredths. Okay, more students voted for mystery than any other book. Well, 31 out of 100 voted for mystery, but 40 out of 100 voted for realistic fiction, so that one is not true. The fewest number of students voted for realistic fiction. Realistic fiction was 40 hundredths, but that's not the fewest. The fewest is 29 hundredths, which was nonfiction, so that one is not true. More students voted for nonfiction than mystery. Nonfiction, 29 hundredths. Mystery, 31 hundredths. No, more didn't vote for nonfiction. More students voted for realistic fiction than mysteries. Realistic fiction is 40 hundredths. Mysteries is 31 hundredths, so that is true. So the answer is D. All right, number 23. 3 girls are racing to see who can ride their bikes the farthest. After 2 minutes, Alicia has biked 54 hundredths of a mile. Kimberly has biked 7/10 of a mile. And Laura has biked 6/10 of a mile. Which girl has traveled the farthest so far? Well, we have to compare apples to apples. So we have to change Kimberly's into 70 hundredths. And we have to change Laura's into 60 hundredths. So I'm just going to write those in there, because if there's 1 in the hundredths place, I have to change them all. Okay, so which girl has gone farther? Which one is the bigger number? 54 out of 100, 70 out of 100, or 60 out of 100? Well, we know that 70 out of 100 is the most, so that is Kimberly. So the answer is B. All right, which set of numbers are both greater than 25 hundredths? So we need to compare apples to apples. I need to make this an apple. So I have 30 and 45. Oh, those are both bigger than 25. Let's try this one. 3 and 45 hundredths. No, 45 is, but 3 isn't. Okay, how about this one? I need to add, so I have apples to apples. 20 and 28 hundredths. No, 20 hundredths is not bigger than 25 hundredths. And let's look at this last one. 29 hundredths, that is bigger, but 4 hundredths, that's not. So the one that both the numbers are greater is A. All right, number 25. Kyle and Cody are mowing their lawns. Kyle has mowed 6/10 of his lawn. Cody has mowed 45 hundredths of his lawn. Kyle said he has more of his lawn mowed than Cody has. Is Kyle correct? Explain. And then using the models below, shade in the amount of lawn that has been mowed by each man. Okay, so here's Kyle. Now, Kyle has mowed 6/10. Well, 6/10 is the same as what? 60 hundredths. So I'm going to color in 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You color in 60 with me. Okay, so there's Kyle. Okay, there's Kyle. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I colored in one too many. Oh, good thing I used a pencil. Can erase it. There we go. Okay, now I have 60. Let's double check. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Yes. Okay, and Cody has done 45 hundredths, or 45 out of 100. So let's do 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. And then 5 more. 3, 4, 5. So Cody has done that much. So the question says, Kyle said he has mown more of his lawn than Cody has. Is Kyle correct? Is this more than this? Yes, Kyle is correct. Because why? 6/10 is greater than 45 hundredths. Okay? Yes, because 6/10 is greater than 45 hundredths. We can see that right here. All right, good job. Go to page 24, last page. All right. Write the decimals shown in each model below, then compare the models using greater than, less than. All right. So we're looking for tenths. So I'm only going to go one place value. So how many do I have colored in? 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have 0 whole numbers and I have 4 tenths. And on this one I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 colored in. So I have 7 tenths. So which one is larger? You betcha. There we go. All right. Next one. These are out of hundreds. Okay, these are out of hundreds. So how many decimal places am I going to go? 2. All right, so I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. I have 0 whole numbers and 54 out of 100 or 54 hundredths. And on this one, I have 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. And I can add the 0 at the end. So which one is larger? Well, 54. All right, circle the expression that shows a correct comparison of decimals. So this says 3 tenths and 9 tenths. Well, they're both in tenths, so I don't need to change them. That is correct. 9 tenths is larger than 3 tenths. Let's see if there's any more. Is 45 hundredths greater than 65 hundredths? Nope. Is 32 hundredths greater than 30 hundredths? Yes. Do you see this S on the end? Expressions. That means that there's more than one answer. And how about this one? Is 1/10 greater than 10 hundredths? No. What are they? They're actually equal. So those two should be circled. All right, compare the decimals showing greater than, less than, or equal to. Okay, I want you to do those and then we'll check with me. Ready? Go. Do number 4. All right, check your answers. 84 hundredths is larger, 7 tenths is larger, and 42 hundredths equals 42 hundredths. All right, do number 5, please. Ready, go. All right, are you ready to check? If you're not, pause the video. All right, here we go. Okay, 2 tenths is the same as 20 hundredths. Those are equal. See, apples to apples, 20 and 20. All right, 64 hundredths is larger than 60 hundredths. Remember, apples to apples. And 30 hundredths is less than 32 hundredths. So that's that direction. All right, nice job, my friends. Number 6, a decimal is modeled by the shaded part on the grid below. Write a sentence correctly comparing this decimal to 2 tenths. Okay, so what is this decimal? This decimal is 0 whole numbers and 2 or 20 out of 100, which is the same as 2 over 10. So what could our sentence be? We could say, the decimal 0.2 or 2 tenths is equal to the fraction 2 tenths. All right, number 7. A decimal is modeled by the shaded part of the grid below. Write a sentence correctly comparing this decimal to 50 hundredths. Well, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So the decimal is 0 whole numbers and 6/10. But if we wanted to make a fraction, oh, I'm not even showing you, sorry guys. If I want to make a fraction, I would have to put this over 100. So this would be 60. So 60 is larger than 50 hundredths. So my sentence could be, the fraction 50 hundredths is less than the decimal 6/10. All right, my friends, give yourselves a huge pat on the back. You have completed all of the NF packets. That is a big accomplishment. You should feel very proud of yourself. I might put a little quiz on the Google Classroom just so that I can make sure that you guys have understood fractions. I will keep you posted on that. But pat on the back. These packets should be kept if you would like to, and you can put them in your portfolio when you pick that up. All right, my friends, goodbye.